So something I really want to talk about is the mental game of softball. I know that um, being a pitching instructor, I see a lot of times like it's really hard for young girls who maybe aren't as confident to really learn how to find that confidence. And like really, they come in, they do pitching with you all year, or even in the summer, they're playing on these summer leagues and playing really good competition. Um, and sometimes they lack that confidence, which is like how I was always taught. It's the top 10 inches, which is also another huge important factor in pitching. Really being able to be mentally tough. And in those situations in the game where everything like is just very intense, and knowing how to keep your composure, really just take a breath, relax, focus on what you're doing, knowing what's going on, what you need to do before it happens or the ball gets hit somewhere, knowing where you're going, um, and just really taking 2 seconds before you go onto the mound, making sure like, okay, visualize what your next pitch is, understanding, okay, so this girl, the last 2 times at bat, this is where I threw to her. It was either I should still be throwing to this part of the zone because she hasn't touched it all game, or what I need to throw for a good setup pitch to hopefully keep her off balance. Just knowing all those things, not overthinking it, but just being smart as a
Yeah.
pitcher.
I think for me, it comes back to fundamentals. Like if
Mhm.
your mental game in any sport is going to be better if you refine the fundamentals to a place that you don't have to worry about them. And so I think that's why, so many coaches, they start with fundamentals and they finish with fundamentals. A baseball or softball player never stops fielding ground balls, because if you can't field a ground ball, you can't do the next thing and the next thing and the next thing that has to. And there's a lot of thinking that goes into playing, a diamond sport. It's you have to know situations, you have to be prepared, and so having that mental game right, and starting with the fundamentals are so key to being successful. So
Exactly. I completely agree. Just repetition and really like doing things over and over again, and like going over different situations. Like I know there's times where maybe your coach is having you do something over and over again, going back to your fundamentals, like this play's going here, this is going here, like just knowing like who's there, what type of runner you have, and being prepared before it happens. It's just super important to do things repetitively.
yeah, and just, for this is a more advanced conversation. This is, the stuff that we're talking about is where you get to when you're, mid-season and trying to advance. But for kids starting at home, it all comes down to fundamentals. Start with the basics, learn
Mhm.
the basics, and become very, very good at the basics.
Yes, I completely agree. All this stuff like we talked about today, like any little bit helps get to there and can help you be better prepared, like the more that you do it. So
No question.